Forecast. Here's KATC Chief Meteorologist Rob Perillo.
Welcome back. Well, within 24 hours from right now, we're going to be seeing tropical storm conditions moving into Acadiana. Hurricane conditions will be only a few hours behind, so it is crunch time now. New forecast track is out, and there is no doubt we're going to see hurricane conditions in portions of the Acadiana area and in the KATC viewing area for sure. The farther west you go, the worse it's going to be. So let's take a look first off at the radar tonight. We did have some tropical showers across the area. Now it's quieting down. Should be quiet through a good part of the day tomorrow, and then into tomorrow evening. That's when things are going to get really cranked up with respect to the wind and the storm. And right now, look at this, the center of the storm, maybe a little bit south and west where we're seeing the deep convection, and this is what we'll have to be on the lookout for, any change in track. Now, mind you, we have a 90-mile-per-hour storm. Let's pull up the currents on Laura. 90-mile-per-hour storm. As we told you earlier, pressure has been dropping and pretty quickly, maybe getting into the middle of a rapid intensification cycle. And when you have the convection like this, a lot of the deeper convection on the eastern side is telling us two things. Maybe there's a little dry air over here, but not much. And this could wake the storm more of on a northwesterly jog in the next few hours. So we'll watch that. Right now, moving to the west-northwest at 17. It's going to turn gradually to the northwest and then eventually to the north in the latest forecast track, bringing this into Cameron, western to central Cameron Parish as a Category 3, 120-mile-per-hour winds. That's up a little bit more than what we saw down the line, but this is going to be a pretty strong Category 3 storm. Could be even stronger. We'll watch the trends overnight tonight, but 24 hours from now on the coast. And here's the forecast error. We could be off this far, and it could be farther to the east, which puts all of Acadiana under the gun for hurricane conditions. Right now, it's going to be western portions of Acadiana, but the rest of us see tropical storm conditions, or it could be farther to the west. Bottom line, it's going to be a big storm surge, and these are the watches and warnings going right now. No changes. Hurricane warnings west of Lafayette, tropical storm warnings for the rest of us. And again, wherever you see these hurricane warnings, the hurricane actually watch that was up here, that's changed. Now it's a warning for the northern parishes, getting to the northern parishes of the state. And the big story, unfortunately, is going to be a massive storm surge on par with that of Rita. National Hurricane Center bringing the storm surge up to 9 to 14 feet for Cameron into Vermilion Parish. And all the areas you see in red are going to be inundated with salt water. So keep that in mind. So if you are in a low-lying area, if you flooded with Rita and or Ike, you're going to have flooding more than likely with this system again. And again, that salt water penetrating up through the Delcombe Canal, in around Lake Penieur. So it gets even close to Lafayette Parish on some of the conduits. And mind you, whatever rain we see is not going to go down the Vermilion. The Vermilion's going to back up and already forecast to reach 13.5 feet. Could go higher. We don't know until we see how much rain we get. And that storm surge also quite high, 7 to 11 feet as we go into St. Mary Parish, including Sippermore Point. Could be high water marks, could be even higher than that. So here we go with the latest high-resolution rapid refresh model. This is the latest run, so I'm showing you the latest model. Tropical showers moving into the area tomorrow afternoon. Then you see the hurricane showing up in the pressure gradient as we get into 8, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Some strong tropical rain bands. Could see a few isolated tornadoes, gusty winds with these at this time tomorrow night. And then we get to 11 o'clock. Here's midnight. And again, the center moving pretty close to the hurricane center forecast track, maybe a little bit left of this, but you have the idea. The worst winds right here, Jeff Davis Parish on westward into Cameron, Calcasieu Parish, and then those tropical rain bands and gusty winds will manifest for the rest of Acadiana. And what we'll be watching after this is the tropical rain bands that could continue into Thursday late, and then also more rain into Friday. And that's what the GRAF model has been showing. This is just with the hurricane. We're probably going to see anywhere between 3 and about 10 inches of rain, depending on your locale. These numbers aren't actually what you're actually going to see, but it gives you an idea, like say 4 to 5, 6, 7 inches. Most spots, much higher amounts approaching 10 inches or more. And then with the additional additional rainfall that we might see Thursday into Friday. Storm totals could be a foot or more in spots, so a very dangerous situation. But fortunately, the hurricane's moving along, but flooding is certainly a possibility, especially low-lying areas. Here's your look at the winds. This is the high-resolution rapid refresh model. These are wind gusts. Tomorrow, the winds will be picking up by 5 or 6 o'clock. If we have tropical showers, you might see a few gusts to 40 to 50, and then we'll be watching those hurricane-force winds moving into the coast by this time tomorrow night, and then advancing northward. In this model, going for about Category 3. These are gusts, 115, 127, so huge gusts in this area, this donut in white that goes into southeast Texas as well. Again, we could see Iowa over 100-mile-an-hour gusts, maybe as far east as Jennings, and the rest of us may see gusts up to 65, 75 in around that range, maybe a few gusts to 80, but the big action is going to be southwest Louisiana, western Louisiana, and of course eastern Texas through Thursday morning. So here are the impacts once again. High impact, catastrophic, devastating storm surge, 9 to 14 with high water marks even a little bit higher and very similar to that of Hurricane Rita. It's going to be tough news for Holly Beach. I would expect a lot of that to get washed away, unfortunately. Flood watch in effect for all of Acadiana, 5 to 10 inches likely, isolated amounts up to 15. That fits, and most of us will see 30 to 50 mile-per-hour winds with gusts 65 to 80 in those tropical rain bands for all of us. That means power outages and obviously 100-mile-an-hour plus gusts to the west and widespread power outages going into tomorrow night and probably lasting into Thursday. And again, those power outages sometimes last for a week or two, so keep that in mind. Have your provisions ready to go. Plenty of water, plenty of battery power, and stay with us throughout the day and night for tomorrow. After that, still lingering rain chances this weekend and hopefully back to a normal pattern as we get into next week, but we're going to need it because there's going to be a lot of cleanup coming after tomorrow night. That's it for weather. We're going to be right back right after this.